Hey guys, I'm back. I can't believe it's only been a week since I've seen you guys. I miss you, and I hope you're doing okay at home and staying healthy, and I hope that you're doing your schoolwork. Feel free to have your parents email me or text me if you need me. But I'm back with Minion, and I'm on page 168. Remember, Benjamin Edson just locked the basement and went downstairs. He's working on something, and he basically told Michael to get out and gave him $200, tell him he needed a break and he could be normal for a little bit. So I'm on page 168, and we'll see what happens. I walk. I do a lot of walking. When I'm 15, Dad has promised he'll teach me to drive the Civic, the Edson mobile. Of course, I'll never have a license. Forms again. With $200, I could take the bus. I could get a cab. I could probably persuade some random guy standing on a street corner to take me anywhere in the city I wanted, even to places I know I don't belong. But I need to walk. I clear my head. You have to trust me, he says, and then he locks the door. I think about the phone call last night. This is Edson. I accept your offer. What offer? What is he building down there? He can cram most anything into one of those cubes, and there are plenty of people out there who know it. Word spreads. He's not an easy man to find, but secrets can be hard to keep. Possible it was Tony. After all, he is Dad's #1 customer. Except it didn't quite fit with the urgency in my father's voice. What if it was somebody else? Somebody new. Somebody I've never seen before. I'm guessing that's where the wad of $100 bills came from. Down payment, earnest money. I wonder how much he stands to make off this thing he's building, whatever it is. Wonder if it's the thing he's building. Wonder if he's building that's dangerous, or the person he's building it for. Maybe it was just paranoia that got me kicked out of the Liar. Maybe made me just another kid storming out of the house. One run-in with a superhero, and all of a sudden you are just a bystander. For 6 blocks, my thoughts tumble over each other till I find myself standing in front of Gulliver's Games and Grubs. A dirty gray stone building with a flashing neon sign half burned out and flyers for garage bands posted in the windows. You guys hear Duke? He wants to say hi. It's Chuck E. Cheese for teenagers, a greasy pizza parlor with a big room full of overpriced video games and booths upholstered in torn foam padding. It's one of the only places young people can go to hang out on this side of town, and that's only because Tony looks after it. Zach and I have spent hundreds of afternoons blowing coin at this place. It's loud and chaotic, perfect for not sticking out. Dad wanted me to be normal. In New Liberty, at least on my side of this town, this is as normal as it gets. I open the door, feeling flush with the 2 Benjamins in my pocket. $200 buys a lot of skee-ball. There are televisions scattered throughout, showing music videos with the volume turned up loud enough to mix in with the shouting of teenagers reveling in summer break and the electronic capacy of the arcade games. Everywhere you look, there are old record album covers plastered to the wall. Artists I seldom listen to because they aren't named Wolfgang or Ludwig. I walk in and order a soda to wash down my donut, thinking that if the cops or the feds or the gangsters or the tights-wearing, sky-streaking, anvil-fisted demon gods and their mysterious black-suited, red-goggled sidekicks don't kill me one day, my diet will. Then I cash in $50 worth of tokens, and I try to lose myself in one screen after another. Forget about my father and being locked out of the Liar. Forget about Rudy's bouncing bloody tooth. Forget about the comet growling at me. About almost being beaten to a pulp. Just zone out and mash some buttons like any other kid. It works for a little while, but after tearing the heads off some ninjas, winning Daytona twice over, and fending off 7 alien invasions, I am bored. Being normal stinks. I would rather be at home helping my father defy the laws of physics. It's funny. There were days I'd be stuck down there, messing around with a computer chip or splicing wires, listening to my father discuss the intricacies of nanotechnology or the chemical properties of Jell-O, all the while wishing I was out here with people, other people, doing whatever they do. Now I wish I was down there with him. After an hour, I figure I'll head to the counter to order a jumbo slice for the road. I'll take it over to the park and feed the crust to the squirrels, and we can all have a heart attack together, right after I finish this game. I lean sideways, dodging a pair of incoming missiles, and I accidentally bump into somebody, a girl, standing much too close to me. "You're gonna lose," she says. She looks at me with those golden eyes, luminous and large, and then points to the screen just as my ship explodes. Who is it? Game over. I stare in disbelief. It's definitely her. Improbably, incontrollably her. She is wearing one of those summery, sleeveless tops, daffodil yellow, and jean shorts that I'm thinking she cut by herself, by the mismatched fringe. Her sandals betray rows of pale pink painted nails. "Told you," she says. I watch what's left of my digital self scatter to the void. I hope that wasn't your last token. I'm grinning like a village idiot, I know, but I can't help myself. I'm impossible. As impossible as it is, here she is, again, standing right next to me, defying everything my father has taught me about the probability during our fun afternoons full of finite mathematics. I realize I should probably say something out loud. "You," I say, eloquence and brevity. "Me," Viola says, waiting for the follow-up. "I didn't know you hung out here." Comes out a little accusatory, though I don't mean for it to. I'm just surprised is all. Why? Because I climbed over the picket fence? Is there some rule against Northsiders here? Not a rule, exactly, no, I say. Nothing like that. Just, it's a bit of a hike. My dad dropped me off, she says. I'm supposed to meet a friend later, but I got the times mixed up, so I'm way early. Hang on, you've got something. She licks her thumb and reaches over and wipes a smidge of Bavarian cream off my cheek. My skin heats up where she touches it. "You got any tokens left?" she asks. I jingle my pocket, still in disbelief. "In that case, I challenge you to a duel. Good versus evil." "You're on," I say. "Which one am I?" "You can be good," she says. I don't bother to argue. We spend the next half hour in a pixelated blur, laughing and taunting, trying to one-up each other's score. She creams me at Alien Invasion. I barely beat her at Miss Pac-Man. I dropped $7 into the claw game with the hopes of winning her a cute stuffed bear, but the best I can manage is a fuzzy monster that looks like a chicken matted with a hippo. She names it Mikey, which I try to take as a compliment. We spend the last 20 tokens on this motion-controlled virtual fighting game, the kind where you stand side by side and actually have to kick and punch at the screen, and it mimics your movements through motion capture technology. 3 lost games of air hockey have proven that she has better reflexes than I do. But I figure I've got her on this one. For starters, I played this game for 2 years solid, ever since it came out. Plus, I've seen every movie starring Bruce Lee. We play 5 rounds and she beats me in every one of them. Mops the floor with my face. I walk out of the booth, sweating from the effort. She walks out looking fresh as a picked plum, eyes downcast, a little embarrassed. It seems to be her overwhelming victory. "I took karate for a few years," Viola says, presumably to make me feel better. "You might have mentioned that." I tell her the closest I've ever got to taking karate was when I accidentally smashed the living room lamp during a reenactment of Fist of Fury. "I could buy you lunch," she offers as a consolation prize, but I shake my head. "I just got an advance on my allowance," I tell her. "I'll pay." We snag our slices, greasy cheese for me, mushroom and green pepper for her, and sit across from each other in a booth, as far away from other people as I can manage. She immediately sticks her straw between her teeth, tenderizing it a little before entry. I offer her one of my breadsticks, one of those goes around, comes around things, and she takes it with a raised elbow, then drowns it in garlic butter. "You're pretty good at video games, for a girl," I say. "You kind of stink at them, actually," she says, "for a guy." And then she laughs. And I get the same strange feeling that I got the last time we sat together. The feeling of rightness. Not rightness opposite of wrongness, but rightness like putting on your favorite pair of jeans. Maybe Dad's right. Maybe normal's not so bad. How's your dad? She asked, of reading my thoughts, pulling off mushrooms and eating them one by one. Still as enthusiastic as ever? Probably more so, I think to myself. He's fine, I say. How about yours? On his way to the office. Mother is rehearsing. She has a concert coming up next weekend. You should come. It's at the art museum. And watch Viola's mom play the viola. It's Stravinsky, one of her favorites. She has a solo. Dad loves Stravinsky, I say. Then he should come too, she offers. This makes me laugh. Yeah, loves Stravinsky, hates people. I try to make it come off as a joke. It isn't even true, really. Dad doesn't really hate people. He just has very little use for most of them, and he sometimes refers to them as mindless, uncultured, gape-mouthed zombies. He would like Viola, though, I think, if I ever had the guts to tell him about her. She's obviously smart. With Dad, that's pretty much all that matters. Did you know, she says, that for the longest time that Viola played second fiddle to the most famous sister, the violin? Wonder how that made the fiddle feel. You know what I mean, she chides. Very few pieces were written for the viola, and it was mostly regulated to harmony in the background. Like the viola's sidekick, I say? Something like that, she says. Then she stuffs her face with pizza, crust first. She points to a spot on my head along the hairline, a scratch barely noticeable beneath my bangs, probably from the broken glass last night. What happened there? I fell down, I said, nonchalant, or maybe just a little chalant. Ouch, she said, face scrunched. It's no big deal. She shrugs, and if you say so, shrug. You should watch where you're going. Too true. On the televisions above us, they have switched to the news and are showing clips of the Comet's battle with the men in silver masks, the one at the police station. It's a fan favorite by far. I've seen it at least a dozen times already, though I have to admit it's nothing compared to seeing the man in person. Here he comes, lands, smashes the trucks, conk, goes ballistic, punch, kick, headbutt, a mighty blue whirlwind of justice or something. She follows my gaze, then shrugs and goes back to her pizza. Seems like that guy is everywhere, I say. Yeah, seems that way, she replies. For all I know, Viola is a closet comic groupie, a fangirl who runs a Facebook page about him and inks drawings of him in a notebook. Viola hearts a comet. Or not. It suddenly strikes me how little I actually do know about her, and how little she knows about me. He's kind of cool, though. I venture hesitantly. She definitely snatches another mushroom from its grease and cheese, dangling it over her mouth like a victim being fed to the scarlac. I guess, if you're into that sort of thing, she shrugs. What? You're telling me that a guy who can fly and, punch through garbage trucks like they were made of styrofoam, you're saying that's not awesome? Even I have to admit it's awesome. Slow yourself crazy or scary, but still awesome. I mean, come on. How is that not impressive? I stop talking. I realize I'm gushing about the comet like he's my girlfriend to a girl I kind of wish she was my girlfriend. She sets her pizza back on her plate and takes her soda in both hands as if she's suddenly afraid it might blast off. Yeah, sure, she says. I mean, he's obviously very powerful. And the flying? And the flying, she admits. The flying is cool. But I don't know. Doesn't he, freak you out just a little bit? Yes, constantly, every time I look at him. What do you mean? I ask, reaching over dipping my breadstick nub in her garlic butter, soaking it clear through so it's dripping in incandescent yellow, looking almost toxic. I mean, don't you ever wonder what he's up to? Where he goes all the time? Back to his liar, I suppose. But then I realize superheroes don't have liars. They have hideouts or headquarters. Liars are for villains or enthusiastic fathers. I guess, she says, not bothering to correct me. Still, it's a little disconcerting, don't you think? Wondering when or if he's ever going to show up, or who he's going to try and save, what he's going to do, dropping in from out of nowhere, I say. And why he has to wear that mask, Viola continues. I mean, like you said, he's practically invulnerable. What does he have to be afraid of? I nod in agreement. Exactly. Why the mask? Masks are for cowards. And the tights? I mean, really? What's up with the tights? Oh well, the tights are easy, she says confidently. Reduces wind resistance. I'm going to stop there. I'm on page 178. I'll read more later today.